Welcome back. This is Jessie with Official JPEG, where we just play games. Let's jump back into Atlas Zoo, you guys. Our little baboon is here to welcome us. So this is my episode 2, where I kind of show you how I recreated the reptile house. And I know you're like, that layout's not what you had. It's because I was playing around a little bit, realized that it wasn't recording. But I went ahead and tried to show you guys the new layout I had in mind. I was unable to put this into sandbox mode, but after, again, I'm going to say this word a lot, finagling all of the ideas I had, it occurred to me that I could move the fox coffee over this direction, kind of make everybody more interested in the aardvark area, and then move some of the bathrooms and the enclosures around. So once I had the layout over here done, I went ahead and moved my exhibit animals around. I think this is the horn viper off the top of my head, but I did decide to get this as close as possible to the bathroom here. I am planning on making a build later on to show you guys how I'm going to build onto this. But for now, we're going to try and hide our little education in there. Oh, it is a puff adder, my apologies. And I focused on this area as well. I feel like I wasn't utilizing the space as much as I could have, so I did change the pathing a lot here, and I ended up having to completely move this building multiple times because you know how Planet Zoo pathing be. So I'll skip ahead and kind of show you guys what I ended up doing to make sure all of this connected, because oh my goodness, this was absolute chaos. Working on the grid system, I was able to get at least the layout that I wanted with the curvature, but I did end up having to move the entire building once I got it in place, and then just hope to God it snapped together, which it did. So I was really happy with how this was looking. But I was able to even go in and add a couple more details to the entrance as well, which I didn't realize I wanted to focus on until I was at this point. And I'm really happy with how this turned out, you guys. I was able to use a lot of the curves and things of that sort to kind of get it to work. We'll ultimately be coming back to this now, and this is because I'm quite the type of builder that's like, if I'm not filling it, I will come back to it later to fix it and move around. But ultimately, I do think that I have a good idea of what I want this entrance to look like. Height-wise, I'm still not quite sure, but I just like putting in this little feature here, the little half circle looking thing. I think it did add something quite unique to the entrance. But from here, I really want to jump into this blank space that I have off to the side of our eating area and our entrance, and I think this is going to turn into our kind of maybe a big gift shop of sort. I am not really sure how to use the souvenir shop counter yet. I did have to look up a couple of YouTube videos, so that did get removed in the end feature, and I just went ahead and added a third standard shop to it. But I was really happy with how this counter looked. I used a couple of different pieces to try to give a realistic counter appearance. It took a lot of working with this. I was going to use this one because I think it looks really good, but it clipped everybody's bodies, and I didn't think that looked too realistic. So I ended up using a piece of, what is this called, like steel framing, and this looked so good. Now I went ahead and made the top flat with another steel piece. I think I did 2 in a row, and then I was able to just copy and paste and put those all throughout to keep the counter appearance still there, make sure that they all lined up, but I do think it looked good. Now this build is a little bit more modern than I'm used to, and I don't know what made me ultimately pick this design. I kind of thought it looked like a cassette. I might be aging myself there. I'm sure it's probably, people know what it is now, but I just really liked it. It made me realize that I needed something a lot bigger for the area over there, because that's where a lot of the guests are going to be for eating, drinking, relaxing, using the restroom, and things of that sort. But it also gave me a chance to move my little creatures over there. I chose the iguana and the ball python, boa constrictor. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Boa constrictor. So those guys got moved into the gift shop area, and that is because it draws people in, mostly so they spend more cash money. But I liked the idea of making the super large enclosures, you know, where you like make the glass a little larger. But let's jump ahead, because the pathing, I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me spend forever on this pathing, and it will get changed 3 or 4 times through the entire part of this game. But this was just my first attempt at it, and yeah, let me jump ahead. See, jumping ahead looks great. You didn't have to see me struggle, but you'll see me struggle with realizing that's at an angle, and we're just gonna ignore it for now. But everybody came right in, and I decided to decorate the center area. You'll see that the pathing's gone in the back there, and that's because this was like number one of me having to redo it. When I started to redo the pavilion, when I deleted some of the pathing, all of it went away. So I was like too frustrated to deal with that, thought I would at least focus on some decorations. I decided to try my best and stick with the African theme of this side of the park, and I've never really made something like this before, and so I played around with a lot of ideas and ended up changing the ring there into a gold bowl. But in the middle of decorating, I found these fantastic logs, and so I jumped right over to the aardvark habitat and decided to put these where they would really go decor-wise and just show off some of these stunning items that I like these. And this was right before I found them for the Desert Botanical Garden. If you guys have seen that one, I highly recommend, or if you haven't seen it, I apologize. Go ahead and go look at the new and improved episode 3 for that, because I used these logs to make a custom fence. This was the first time I had found these items, and I fell in love at first sight. I still can't believe that I've been playing this game for so long and I'd never found these before. I think they're stunning. But going back to our little pavilion area, this is when I found that gold bowl. And I sunk it down a little bit so you could still see the dirt, make it look more like a planter than a bowl. And I decided to put these throughout the area to kind of keep the look cohesive. I thought that the little double rings on the top added a little bit of like decor that I just really liked it. I think it went together as well. But look at how kind of the final foliage looked, you guys. I decided to add in some rock work because, like I'm sure you've heard before, if you think you've placed enough rocks, you probably hadn't. So let's jump ahead back to the beginning. I want to show you guys this design idea I had that I really just fell in love with. So I really feel like this park is coming together. Stick around and let's see where we can take this. Because look at this piece right here. This is the wooden shade from the New World design pack. And I actually have played around with this piece before, and I've been waiting to find it, you guys. In one of my previous builds that I haven't put in here yet, that I don't know if I'll revamp, I actually turned this into a palm tree for a flamingo habitat. So I've been waiting to find it, and when I found it, you guys, I was ecstatic. I mean, I don't know what it is about this piece that really just adds a lot of like modern feel to the park, but when you double this up and turn it, it looks to me like a flower, and I fell in love. This obviously had to be everywhere in my park. So I went ahead and made this a group, set one aside, and I threw it absolutely everywhere I could. Look at the flower, look at it. I turned it red. I almost debated turning it green like the frog on my sign, but the red looked so good. I ended up placing it throughout the park across all of the pathing, and I will put a little video in to show you what that looks like. Alright, so jumping back over here, this is between our aardvark and our red panda enclosure. I decided to revamp the eating area. Not only did I think this turned out fantastic, this gave me a good idea of where the park was going to go from here in this direction and where to put some new power structures and which parts of the park we were going to work on next. Alrighty, you guys, go ahead and stick around and I'll let you watch the build. Alright, so as we were working on this great eating area, I knew that there was another area of the park that kind of needed some attention, and that was the eating area over here by our porcupines. I knew I needed some range structure and a little bit of decoration over here. I just didn't think it looked great, so as I got distracted, because this is where I copied some of those wooden beams to place over by our pip shop drinking area, I knew that this area needed some love and appreciation as well. But jumping right on back to our pip shop, this is when I decided to put those great structure shades that I made into giant flowers. This is when I just placed them throughout the park, and this is really where I feel like they shine the most. Now, I played around with where to put these, and ultimately I decided to turn them into a little bit of a shade structure, and I put some misters on these. I think this really adds some highlight to this area. I really think the guests are going to enjoy these decorations. It's a little bit more modern. Jumping ahead, this is when I decide what habitat creature we're going to put in next, and the area I chose was right over here, and this is because I had just made an employee building with, I think I decided to choose a windmill for the power supply, and this area turned out amazing. I do think that you guys should just sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of this build, because I have no words. It turned out really stunning, and I just really hope you guys enjoy what I made with this area. My plan for this area was to add a capuchin monkey and a giant anteater enclosure. Unfortunately, with the amount of animals that I planned to put in this, it ended up not being enough area, and this is when it really bit me in the butt that I did not pre-plan this habitat. I got the vibes and I went with it, and so I do think it still turned out beautiful, but I ended up having to remove the giant anteaters, and I'm a little sad. I was really hoping to put them in right away, but I think that ultimately this gives me a good chance to realize that I've just got to be more proactive about planning my builds, just so you guys can not only enjoy the builds a little bit better, but so our animals are as happy as they can be. But I just can't get over this, you guys. Now, you'll see that I put a lot of water. The capuchin monkey does not have any water requirements, but I had big plans. Now, the first thing I did with this was I planned where the entrance to the habitat was going to be, and this would ultimately provide hard shelter that is required for these monkeys. At this time, with this hard shelter, this was really planned for the giant anteater. As the capuchin monkey habitats, I usually try to put their hard shelter in the trees, but I do think that this turned out really well. I'm going to show you guys some of my custom blueprints here. These are just my own that I've made. They're very simple, nothing crazy, but I do think it turned out looking really, really good for this entire habitat. Now, ultimately, it took a little bit of playing around, but I was able to get the glass barriers that came with the game to come in so I could actually get the water to go, because I couldn't put them under the path and it took a lot of work to get this going. I tried raising the ground level up and nothing seemed to hold water except for the glass fences, but they didn't look as good as I wanted, so I did end up adding rock work around the entire enclosure, and I do think this helped bring in not only some realism, and then these, I loved putting these in. I kind of felt like it looked like drains, like what you would see at something like SeaWorld, where right before their water habitats they kind of have drains on the ground for splashing, and I just kind of liked it. I really felt like it went with it. Overall, I'm really happy with the direction that this habitat is going, and I really can't wait to show you guys where it went. So at this point, I knew I needed some climbing structure, and I played around a lot with the fig roots, but I really wasn't happy with what they looked like, and then I realized that fig trees are climbable. And I know that the game has its own custom fig tree, like vine climbing thing, and I tried to recreate that in just my own style. And so I was able to throw in a lot of fig roots, and yeah, you'll see the giant anteaters at this point, which had to go away. I was kind of sad because in my other zoo, they get along really well. But for this one, it just wasn't the plan. At this point, I should have realized that the habitat was quite small, but I didn't put it together. I'm really happy with the direction that all these climbing structures went. I do feel like they go very well together. I'm very happy with how this looked, and I do feel like as a builder, this is a very... I wasn't expecting myself to make something so pretty. I love those little plants, and playing around with these vines, you guys, was so hard. I don't know if anybody else struggles with vines. If you guys have any recommendations, please put them in the comments section. I am so bad at this kind of stuff. I really played around with it, tried my best to get it going, and it still wasn't climbable in the end, but I still think it looked really good. The first thing I did was when I unpaused to kind of let the capuchin monkeys walk out, the first thing they did was climb on this little tree, you guys. I'm just so happy with the way things look, and I did move the tree just so I could see kind of what level of climbing they could do, and it's here where I realized that the fig trees could not be climbed, so I had to add in some new climbing structures, and this was new for me, you guys. I am not very good with making climbing structures, so I do tend to use a lot of the prefabs, but I'm very happy with how some of this metal work turned out. So stick around, see how I do it, because I don't even think I can explain as I go. I know I wanted to create this amazing path where they walked over the guests, and it turned out amazing. But here was my alternative to the vines not working. I went ahead and stuck one of these really long, skinny, climbable poles between it, coming from the climbing structure inside. Alrighty, go ahead and stick around for the metal work that I do, you guys. This is the first time I've ever done it, and I think it turned out really well. Alright, so I went ahead and tried to look at our transversible area, but I knew I had to get in here and grab one of these capuchin monkeys, which I think he's so cute. His name is Eduardo, and I love it. But you'll see the green line, which shows that it's all climbable, and I was so happy to see that. If you have made it to this point in the episode, I thank you so much. I love all of the support that I'm getting from everybody, and I really would love to hear how you guys feel about Atlas Wildlife Park. I am just stunned with how this is coming together. Now, let's take a peek at everything from overhead. I just think it's stunning. But let's do a quick walkthrough, starting with our capuchin monkey habitat. Isn't she stunning? I just think everything came together so well with our newest enclosure. I still have a couple of enrichment items that I might be adding in off camera, but look at all of them. They're just so happy. Still a little sad I had to get rid of my anteaters, but that just gives me a chance to add them in next week. Everything goes together so well, you guys, and I still can't believe that I made this. Our porcupines, as always, are doing fantastic. Everybody is eating their snow cones or whatever those are. Our red pandas are hiding as always, but everybody loves them. And then our meerkats are doing great. Now, everybody, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, you are important. I'll see you guys next week for episode 3.